Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, one of the all-time greats is becoming a free agent.
But where could that free agent be heading?
We have an update on Seth Rollins' WWE injury.
And AEW signs a free agent, Hoss. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm extremely cold.
Yeah, he's not working today. And this is the news.
Cannot probably sit looking like a little goblin the whole video.
But the good news is we've got some red hot stories. So.
Yeah, and some red hot stuff after the first story as well. Who's becoming a free agent? Well, it's only Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, tasty.
What? So, this was confirmed overnight. I woke up and my eyeballs fell out my skull. Basically, New Japan have uploaded a statement to their website confirming that Okada is done when his contract expires on the 31st of January. Wow. It's not quite that strict, though. He is going to work on the 11th of February at the New Beginning in Osaka.
Is anyone on that show actually employed by New Japan?
Yeah, this is it. The Bullet Club War Dogs cage match. He's actually wrestling Tanahashi on that show, so There you go, cementing the rivalry.
Yeah.
Then he's going to work again on New Beginning shows on the 23rd and 24th of February. They're going to name those matches later. Those events are in Sapporo. I try to get the towns
Yeah, you're
in
better
Japan.
than me.
I try, but I'm bad at it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to learn. I want to be better. I'll read the New Japan statement. Thank you for supporting New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kazuchika Okada will be leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling after the conclusion of his contract on the 31st of January. We apologize to fans for the abrupt nature of this, but join them in wishing Okada all the very best in his future. Just future. They don't say indefinite.
Yeah, they don't say indefinite.
They then go through the dates. There's a comment from Okada. I have nothing but gratitude, having been part of New Japan since 2007. They brought me in when I was 19 years old, just a kid off the plane from Mexico, to the Rainmaker I am today. Thank you to the best of companies in New Japan, to the best of opponents I've been able to face here, and to the best of fans that have cheered me on or booed me over the years. I promise to make it rain every match I have left, so keep watching. So, one of the most important figures in New Japan history, 7-time world champion, set all kinds of records, largely responsible, alongside, your obviously Tanahashi is a transformative figure, Naito, extremely popular, Kenny Omega, but really responsible for their boom periods. One of the best wrestlers of all time, no categorizations or qualifiers or whatever. Big.
This is insane. Like you say, when it all went quiet, because we'd speculated on this a while back, of course, but when it all went quiet, I think you and I both assumed, and after Wrestle Kingdom, it's because they've sorted it all out and he's sticking around in New Japan. The wrestling business every year just baffles me. Yeah. Like 2 years ago, Cody leaves AEW and shows up at WrestleMania. Last year, CM Punk returns to WWE and Vince obviously departs. And then this year starts with no more Okada in New Japan. Yeah. What's that going to look like? Not only for New Japan, but for the future of Okada, which we'll get to in a second. It's wild.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It leaves a chasm for New Japan, obviously.
Ospreay, obviously, with him going to AEW. I know he can go back.
Yeah.
But
then it's like, it would be like a fly-in, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, it'd be very occasional.
Ospreay's here for 2 shows a year or something. Yeah, it's a big issue for them. Potentially exciting for fans of other companies, which we will talk about in just a little minute. I'm kind of in shock. I know we got the report in December, stating that he was thinking about leaving, but I didn't actually think it would happen. And here we are.
You just thought it was going to be a negotiation tactic potentially, but no Okada in New Japan, having been there, what was it, 2007?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, crazy. That's when he entered the dojo. And he
came back to TNA for a bit, didn't he? I remember that.
Yeah, he's back there actually now. He's had like a make good appearance for them that I think airs next week. He was installed as one of their top stars when he came back from Excursion in 2010. 2011 was his first big match back. Wasn't really accepted at first because it was like, what the hell, this guy's strange, and they've just put him in the main. But then like a few months later, it was like, no, he's the truth. So look, he's one of the gates. One of the goats.
He is one of the gates to great matches because, and I just love that photo of him with his little sailor hat. Yeah, it's like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
He's also a giant goofball.
Yeah,
it's great.
But before we get to where he should be heading, Andy, where you should be heading is whatculture.com/tickets or whatculture.com/always sunny today, because today is the day tickets for our live show in Philadelphia go on sale. We've been banging on about this all week. We are the meat in the WrestleMania sandwich. It goes down 12 p.m. on the Sunday of WrestleMania night 2. So you'll have plenty of time if you're going to both nights of WrestleMania on the second day to get to WrestleMania. Underground Arts in Philadelphia is where it is going down. And yeah, tickets, the pre-sale, which if you scan the QR code or if you go to whatculture.com/always-sunny, correct?
That's right.
The pre-sale starts today at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's 2 p.m. GMT. And just general sale, an hour later, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. GMT. It's going to sell like all in. Make sure you are hot. In fact, if you're watching this in the afternoon in America, don't bother. Because it's sold out. I'm joking, of course. Please do. It's going to be a great night. I can't wait for this.
WhatCulture.com/tickets if you missed that pre-sale. It's the biggest live event we've ever done. That isn't obviously like WCPW or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally 4 times any other talking show we've ever done, and we will give you a show to justify that.
Yes.
And look, anyone who buys a ticket, it means a lot. There are meet and greets available.
Yeah.
There's merch options available. We've got you covered, and we would love to see you in Philly.
Make sure you get there
My
right
tum-
now. In
my
fact,
tummy's
pause this
big
video
as well.
right now and go there because
Sign up.
I'm so excited. Anyway, let's talk about where Kazuchika Okada could be heading, though, Andy. Load of speculation, of course, around this. And Fightful Select to come through with a report. AEW are confident of landing the Rainmaker. They've obviously been definitely interested in him. And the alternative to this, I suppose, is WWE, one would assume. The outlet sources, Fightful Select that is, haven't heard of any fresh talks with Okada. They anticipate the possibility of it being explored, especially with this news coming out today. Will Okada want to make the move over? They're not sure. I think basically the odds are AEW, but like I said, with the way wrestling is, he could end up anywhere. He could end up in WCPW.
Have you got the WWE stuff from there as well?
Yeah, so they're keen.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Where do you think he's going to end up?
Well, there's some Fightful stuff in that report as well about how WWE, they don't necessarily think there's been extra talks, but they're not necessarily sure if he'd want to come over there and all of that stuff. So it's way too early to tell. Far too early to tell. Although Tony Khan tweeted something as soon as the news broke.
He did. I saw that last night and now I've just put that together.
Yeah. We almost made a video about that, but I'll just mention it in the video instead. He said it's going to be a great year for AEW, and then the news broke and he posted a little image saying, "My name is my name." So he knows something, he's up to something. If I was a gambling man, and I'm not, I would put the money on AEW.
Yeah.
After that, especially. That being said, nobody's off the table. Like New Japan obviously are. But, I think he could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Really.
I've no doubt that WWE will at least make an attempt for someone like Kazuchika Okada. I think, it may have been partially the reason why they gave Nakamura that push recently to be like, look, we can push Japanese stars well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I was a betting man, I'd go for AEW because obviously it allows that opportunity to do occasional appearances still in New Japan, and Ospreay's going to be there. Omega's there, obviously.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. I wasn't going to do this because they're quite negative, and I didn't want people shouting at me.
Okay.
But screw it. I don't want him to leave New Japan. I don't think that the best version of him is in AEW or WWE. Okay. Look, he's been in New Japan forever. He's wrestled everyone millions and millions of times. Is it a little bit stale? Maybe, perhaps. I would entertain that argument, and I would be inclined to agree in some ways. That being said, AEW doesn't push Japanese men's singles wrestlers particularly well as well. Look at Takeshita. Good start to the year.
Yep.
Derby match, rocked. Tag match, rocked. Last year, he beat Kenny Omega and then did nothing for 6 months, right? They're just not particularly good at that. Yes, Shida has been the women's champion. Rio's been the women's champion. But by and large, in the men's singles division, they're not doing a great job. Okada's obviously a special talent. Maybe it would be different. I'll give everyone a chance. WWE historically has been the dirt worst at pushing Japanese wrestlers. Now, the counter argument to that would be, it's Triple H now, pal.
Yeah.
It's not, the idiot. And look, Nakamura's been pretty decent over the past few months, but I would want more than pretty decent for Kazuchika Bloomin' Okada. So I'm not particularly thrilled about either of these, personally. I'm on my soapbox now. That's what I love to do. However, I will give both a chance, and if they rule, I'll tell you I think they rule.
I'd love to see if he just went, I'm just going to go and do the indies with like Matt Cardona for a bit.
I'm going to GCW.
Yeah.
Brother. Hell yeah.
That'd be banter. He's going to end up somewhere huge regardless.
Tell Janela to get him in the cluster rest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, why not?
Evans Big Gay Brunch, sign me up, baby.
Let's go. What else have we got over WrestleMania weekend?
Oh, God.
He could show
I
up
could do
and,
the ECW show.
yeah, why not? He could wrestle Tommy Dreamer or something, I don't know.
You saw me, I don't know.
Oh man. But let us know in the comment
Yes.
section below. I suspect most people will be more enthusiastic about this than I am. I do think it's good that people move around, but I don't know if the best version of him comes out in those other companies. Love to be wrong. Love to be wrong.
How about in the comments?
But I'm never wrong.
No.
Like you.
Exactly.
So, Seth Rollins, let's talk about him a little bit.
What's going on here?
He's been removed from the weekend's house shows. We spoke about him earlier in the week. Obviously, he hurt his knee on Raw when he was wrestling Jinder. He was like hobbling around. He was helped to the back, but then he was spotted walking, putting weight on it, and then he was going to get an MRI. The results of that have not come out. So at this moment, right, it's impossible to say for sure how bad the injury is. However, he has been pulled from this weekend's house shows. He's been replaced by Randy Orton.
Fair trade.
Yeah, like for like, popular for popular. Wade Keller kind of reported on this, stating that WWE sources have been silent. They've not said a thing about
I don't know if
this.
that's good or bad.
Yeah, this is the thing, because now we have completely useless speculation. Because Wade was like, hey, that might be a bad sign, and Dave was like, hey, that might be a good sign.
Yeah.
So make up your own bloody mind.
Yeah, maybe he's fine and they're going to do an angle with this as a result of it on telly, or maybe they're saving the announcement that he's got to drop the world title for telly and trying to keep it quiet. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Just don't know. I want to know. It's rather important. It's a rather important time of year. We hope Seth is all right. Like you say, I take slight solace in the fact that people he was seen walking, putting weight on it. But I mean, I've seen people at football games walk off with a broken leg, and then they go, "Yeah, you broke your leg."
Yeah, I'm cooked.
So
I'm cooked, friend.
Fingers crossed, because it's a big year for Seth.
Yep, 100%.
And a big mania.
Got to get that Punk match at Mania. Obviously not if he's hurt, but that would be nice.
One of the biggest things over the weekend, after our live show, of course. Right, let's talk Black Taurus, or I suppose whatever he's going to be called going forward.
Yeah, new name for him.
Because he's been picked up by AEW. He's awesome. I mean, just look at him. If you've never seen a picture of him, you have no idea who he is.
Here's one.
Look at him.
Look at that mask. What a beast.
Lucha Blog were reporting that the 36-year-old has landed an AEW/ROH deal following his departure from AAA. It's confirmed on social media and what have you. Like I say, though, he's not going to be Black Taurus in AEW. I know, obviously, he's been Taurus, he's been Black Taurus, he's even done that in TNA, of course. But AAA owns the original gimmick. And they were like, yeah, you can do that a little bit, but they've been said to be less than okay with AEW and ROH using his name. Lucha Blog's saying that he's prepared for his name and character to be modified by AEW, so he's going to be the Noir Bull, or so, I don't know. But, I mean, if you've ever seen him, you know he kicks ass.
Yeah, there's some naming shenanigans going on there. They were seemingly okay with him hanging out on the indies as Black Taurus. And then he went and did a couple of AEW and Ring of Honor shows, and they were like, So I guess, yeah, there'll be a change. Wonder if they'll change the core gimmick. I'm not sure. The mask rules.
Yeah,
but like, what? Just make him a dragon or something. Like, something else, some other creature. We'll figure something out. The point with him is that he's awesome. Like,
who would you like to see him work? You're more knowledgeable on these sorts of things.
Everyone in the world.
Yes.
Darby Allin, mostly.
Oh my God.
Spearing him at the sky. We'd cut him in two. He's not like a massively tall guy. I think he's only like 6 foot. Only like 6 foot. He's not like a giant, but he's a big beefy boy. And the thing with him is he's so fast and so powerful. As soon as you watch him, it's like an involuntary reaction. It's just, bah! Wow. So he's an unbelievable professional wrestler. He's so much fun. And hey, look, good for him for scoring a big deal.
Yeah, and every time I say, that's it, AEW, stop it, no more, don't sign anyone else. All right, you can sign him or you can sign her because they kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm a complete hypocrite.
Yeah, we are.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture.
For...
at WhatCulture WWE. Speaking of Darby Allin, actually, our first question comes from Taker-chan about Darby Allin. Good morning, legends of WhatCulture Towers. A very chilly WhatCulture Towers today.
Yeah, my hood's gone back.
When Sting retires, what do you do with Darby Allin? Do you give him time off, turn him heel, have Sting as a manager? I'd have him turn heel slowly and take the TNT title off Christian Cage. Have a great weekend.
I look stupid. He'll probably...
Oh, you're in the traitors.
Star Wars is the popular one around the office. I think, obviously, he's going to try and climb Mount Everest. I think the season for that is like May or something. So, like,
I'm genuinely trying to remember. My dad's been to base camp.
Yeah.
which is one of the most terrifying experiences ever when they just go, well, if you don't hear from me, then goodbye.
I've fallen in the ice fall.
Yeah. And I think it was that time of year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so like, I guess he'll probably bugger off for a bit after Revolution because he'll need to prepare and stuff like that.
It's no mean feat.
Yeah, and then pay like $150,000 or whatever it costs to climb the blooming mountain. It's an obscene amount.
Yeah, I was going to say, my dad went to base camp. That's not climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And he had to prepare a lot for it.
And they pay all this money, and then so little of it goes to the Sherpas and the porters.
Yeah.
It's like
great report from John Oliver
crazy
about all this.
It's really
on last
wild
week's
stuff.
Tonight.
I'm fascinated by this topic in general, like high, scary mountaineering. But that's a complete aside.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fun. He'll bugger off for a bit. He'll come back. I think he'll still be a babyface, and I think they'll just push him the way they used to. Honestly, singles wrestler, babyface, kicking ass. Maybe get the TNT back.
Yeah, I think so. He's always one of those ones where it's about a list of about 20 people right now of like potential AEW World Title reign. Who knows what it's going to look like? Like you say, if he has to go away for 6 months to prepare and do Everest. What's the world title picture going to look like back then?
Yeah.
I've said before, my booking of AEW's world title this year is basically like, you have it for about 2 weeks. Right, Joe, you drop it to Swerve, you drops it to Hangman Page, you drops it to someone else. It's just like hot potato title for me right now. They shouldn't do that, of course. But yeah, no one's going to forget about Darby Allin, even if they did. When he comes back, one coffin drop, and you're like, oh yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's Darby Allin.
He just doesn't mess about with topes, does he? What if I put all of my body in this as if I had to fly through a glass door or something?
He's a freaking lunatic. I hope he stays safe on Everest.
I'm scared about him doing that, mate.
Yeah. It's a tough one, right? Because it's like the death rate on it. We're talking about someone dying on Everest. This is grim.
Yeah.
But the rate is
Risky
lower than some other places. But also, then you watch the videos and you like the icefall part of it, where they're just walking over chasms on these little ladders. Yeah. Scary stuff, man. But
respect to him for doing this.
Huge respect. Huge respect. Hope he tips the Sherpas.
Yes. Right, let's move on to John Harrison's question. Thank you, John, for your question. Good Friday, boys, says John. After the absolute shift that Hook put in against Joe Allen before he's been pushed towards a more prestigious title. Have a great day. Peace and love. Peace and love.
The fear is always that they're going to vanish, isn't it, after they've had the rub. So, that match was awesome. It was 8 minutes of chaos. I loved it. It was great. I think it would make sense to slot him in at the TNT kind of level. I was going to say,
he could be a good person to dethrone Christian Cage.
Yeah, I think so. And the thing is, Christian can't use his magic powers because his dad's over there.
Hey, that's a really good point.
He can't use his
Where's
spell
your dad
on him. Oh yeah. Oh god, he could probably still kick my ass actually. I would go out for the TNT route. I think he'd be a good person to dethrone Christian because I don't think Copeland's going to do it.
No.
And it'd be a nice, logical next step without pushing him over his experience level.
As much as I don't want him to disappear, I would like to not see him at all now for a bit. Don't have him just work some goober on Collision to keep him, keep his record ticking over. I'd love Christian Cage to be like, ha ha ha, I've beaten Adam Copeland. I've beaten bloody everyone, basically. Who's left? And I love the bat symbol just going on. He'd sell his throws as well like nobody's business.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Have him red rum Nick Wayne in the build. Sorry, Nick Wayne.
My goodness. Sorry, Nick Wayne, yeah.
But yeah, Simon Miller hit the nail on the head with his tweet yesterday. One day he's going to become world champion. It's going to be awesome.
He's really cool.
Yeah.
He's just really cool. You see a little promo of him eating the pizza on the street. How's he pull it off?
I'm glad they put that at the beginning of Dynamite, didn't they? I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
And it happened a whole day ago, Andy. I've completely forgotten everything. Jake gives us our final question of the day. With Sheamus, Chad Gable, and now Xavier Woods eyeing Gunther and the IC title, I'm sensing a 7-man ladder match at WrestleMania. WWE loves a ladder match. Who are the 3 other wrestlers you'd add to that match? And, well, can you see it happening, I suppose?
Not done one of these at Mania in ages, have they? Who do we have? Sorry, Gunther?
Chad. Sheamus. And right now, Xavier.
Cheat code Ricochet. Because obviously.
There's a new wrestler called Chico Ricochet for a split second.
Big Chico.
Hey, Chico.
Let's get an NXT person in there for the fun.
Von Wagner?
A good one.
Von Wagner.
Braun Breaker.
Nathan Fraser,
that's more fun, isn't it? Although Braun Breaker spearing a ladder would
Nathan Fraser and Ricochet trying to outdo high spots in a ladder match would be insane. Do you know what? No, I'm going to stick with Nathan Fraser, but Axiom deserves a mention in there as well.
Let's put Fraser in there. We got one spot left. Let's put a big boy in there to mix it up.
Ivar.
Yes, perfect. Ideal. Nailed
A
it.
Viking Rules ladder match, perhaps.
Ooh, Stairway to Valhalla, we could call it. Wait, no, there's a character called Valhalla, so that's confusing. But yeah.
God, that terrifies me, but also, I mean, this is the maddest WrestleMania card we've ever booked, isn't it? Every time we get asked about matches.
The ring could be the boat, and the ladder could be the mast.
I think we've just completed wrestling.
Wrestling just died.
Anyway. Tickets. 9 a.m. Eastern.
Please, we
2
love you.
p.m. GMT. Do sign up. And in the meantime, whilst you're waiting for that,
Ska.
check out this video. Bye.
Lasers.